Charles Johnson, 434 South 3rd Avenue. What I bring to you tonight, I entitled Mount Vernon's Health and Safety. What positions will you, the council, be taking on issues of public health and safety? To answer this question, I present to some and represent to others some health and safety issues as I know them to be that very closely mirror similar issues that can be found in Flint, Michigan and Ferguson, Missouri. In Flint, our people have been subjected to using water from a highly toxic water delivery system. The harmful effects of such water usage may not be known for some time. Lead tops the list of pollutants, and much is known about what the detrimental effects are to human beings. In Mount Vernon, much of our water delivery network contains varying amounts of pollutants and are subject to increases rendered by state agencies whose work it is to determine how much pollutants are acceptable for human consumption. We are bordered by two rivers, Bronx River on one side, Hutchinson River on the other side, both of which are heavily polluted. Much of our water delivery system is old and in need of replacement. Question: how much lead is waiting for release or has been released into our water usage pipe system by way of an old, antiquated equipment? In Flint, there are water supplies known to carry latent amounts of pollutants. Mount Vernon's Hutchinson River section has been a dump site for years. People that live along its banks have to endure the stench that comes from that river every day. Do any of you know what they are breathing? In Ferguson, we see where code enforcement has been used into a form whose purpose is to selectively gather monies from only one section of the town to create a money flow that actually runs the city itself. Code enforcement is the way that city government protects the health and safety of its inhabitants, not opening the doors to debtors' jails. Mount Vernon has its own form of code enforcement. Those of us that live in a certain section of the city have now been ingratiated with scanner lights. The monies gathered from people who live here, okay, can least afford it. To add insult to injury, the implementation of scanners comes at a time when seniors and women with small children had to literally run to cross Fulton Avenue to keep from being struck by southbound traffic. The answer to this area of public safety was to install slow signs. Here we see where the real priority of securing public safety does not equivocate to the monies earned by the scanners. That tells a person like me that the human life does not add up to what brings money into the city's coffers. Do black lives really matter? In this case, I think not. The final notion that I want to bring, and I have to because of your buzzer. The final notion is that when it relates to do black lives matter, when people like you sitting on councils like this raise your hand and say, yay, we're going to do zoning, or yay, we're going to do something like, oh, let's move down the road with a memorial field issue, where there are pollutants that are airborne, pollutants that some of which are cancer causing. Are you, the council of this city, really concerned about the inhabitants that live here, those who are taxpayers and those who are not? The only way we will know, as John Q. Public, is based on what you do about the health and safety issues, not what you talk about. We need to have things like a Fulton Avenue safety project installed, period. We need to have the EPA and the CDC come in here and double check the contents of that soil at Memorial Field to make sure And if it comes out that they have to condemn that site as a toxic site, so be it. But we, the citizens, need to know our lives matter. There's lead in that air. And our children that go to Graham School and other schools in the area are breathing that stuff in. We need to know that we have a city council who will take action. Period. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.